It's not a big board Friday, but it is still a busy Friday night full of games. The WTOL 11 sports team is bringing as much of the action as we could. Let's start with high school basketball. When you think these two schools, Liberty-Benton and Central Catholic, you probably think of football, but we're seeing them play in basketball. Caden Kennard from deep buries the three to put Central ahead. On the other end, Isaiah Badenhout going to find his younger brother Jack. He can shoot too. Game high 21 points for the freshman. This was a good physical game between these two, but Central's defense sealing the deal late. Steele leads to Manny Johnson on the other end, going up for the one-handed slam. Check it out, 19 points for Johnson as Central Catholic wins this hardwood matchup 58-42. Fighting Irish are now 5-1 to start the season.
Really just not having the first half we wanted to have. So, coming out of halftime, being physical, being tough, and just regathering ourselves to be, who we know how to be and who we've been playing like. They humbled us a little bit, but we understand that, we play physical teams. No shade to them, but, our schedule is really hard. So, but in order for us to come out here, we need games like this to build that confidence back up.
They hit us in the mouth a lot, and we just kept bouncing back. And, for maybe how sloppy we were with the basketball, and that's credit to them. We never gave up and kept plugging away, and they were never panicked, which was good. So it's definitely a moment of growth for our team.
Also happening tonight, a huge conference matchup between Liberty-Benton and Van Buren. Both teams undefeated in conference play coming into this game. First quarter, Reed Irwin gets it to Lincoln Holler, draws the hoop and the foul. Game high 23 points for Holler. Later, small lead for LB. Brody Thomas with a long pass to Irwin for a wide open layup. Black Knights trying to put something together. Will Ramp goes up, gets the bucket plus the whistle. Van Buren still trailing by 4 at the half. Second half now, Van Buren coming out hot. Brady Lance knocks down the go-ahead triple here. Finally, Van Buren with a small lead now. Finn Martin going to force the turnover here, take it the other way, and Van Buren would go on to upset Liberty-Benton by a final of 51-43. This is the Black Knights' first win over the Eagles since 2018. Here's Noelle Blumel with more.
Chase, despite being down 4 at half, Van Buren came out on fire in the second and forced so many turnovers that the stats people were even having a hard time keeping track. Well, that number ended up being 24, and because they capitalized off them, they beat Liberty-Benton for the first time in 8 seasons.
This means so much to everybody in this town. We haven't beat LB in so many years. It just means more. It means more to us, especially since they're leaving the conference. So it means a lot to this whole town. It brings us all together.
Just that fire. I mean, I always challenge the guys like tonight to get 7 boards apiece and to force turnovers. They're just the scrappiest team I've ever coached. They bought into the system and they just go after it every single possession. It's a big win. They're a solid program year in, year out, always at the top of any sport. So to be able to knock off LB is huge, but we got a lot of other great teams in the BBC we got to focus on now.
Van Buren remains undefeated in the BBC and will face Bluffton tomorrow. But for now, reporting from Van Buren High School, Noelle Blumel, WTOL 11.